Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Blocks and Barriers with me, Tracy, the health coach. Today, I just thought we would talk about sleep. I've been in a lot of conversations where sleep seems to be a common problem, and I thought I would just touch on this as we end January. So if January has been a month where you haven't had proper quality, refreshing sleep, then I have the solution for you. So as always, please don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. The reason why I say that is because when I share these episodes on my social media, unfortunately, it will not get to the top of your feed. I do want you to get to find out these tips that could help you when it comes to your sleep, when it comes to taking care of yourself. So if you don't get to find out the tips, then you don't get to improve the quality of your life, and that's important to me. So don't forget to share with someone also who you know struggles with sleep. So why am I covering sleep besides common conversation? To be honest, in the UK, 1 in 5 people struggle with sleep. And there's also a figure that says about 62% of adults struggle with sleep. So many people don't understand the importance of sleep, so they don't take the tips to help you sleep as crucial as they should. So I'm going to start with, why is sleep important? So sleep is important for so many things. It's not just something to do at night, or it's not just something you do at night as a part of a routine. Sleep is important for these reasons. So the first one is it helps you with your learning, with your memory, with your retention. So you can learn something new, but are you able to retain it so that next week, or if you need to do an exam, you can remember? So sleep helps you to learn. Sleep helps you to remember. Sleep helps you to retain. Sleep helps you to think clearly. Sleep helps you to concentrate. So sleep is important for those reasons. Another reason why sleep is important is sleep helps your metabolism. So this is crucial, especially in just keeping ourselves at a healthy weight. And so if you're someone who is working on losing weight, then your metabolism will be impacted by the quality of sleep that you're having. So if you've been trying to lose weight and you're not finding yourself successful, look at your sleep pattern. So sleep is important for our metabolism and in helping us to maintain a healthy weight. And when we don't, that's when we get things like obesity or weight gain. Not only is sleep important for your metabolism, but sleep helps your body to function the way it's supposed to function. So if you're not getting enough sleep, then that's when you'll start to see your body giving you signals that something is not quite right. Another reason why sleep is important is it helps to regulate your cravings. So you have certain hormones which will help to help your body to identify when it's hungry and when it's full. So if you're not getting enough sleep, then these hormones will be disrupted. So then you're not getting the hunger signal, you're not getting the satiety signal that you're satisfied. And so you'll keep eating and you won't even know that you're satisfied. So sleep is important in terms of regulating the hormones that will keep your body alert on whether you're hungry, whether you should eat, or when you should stop eating. So then again, if those hormones are messed up or they're imbalanced or they're not functioning as they should, then that means again, you're prone to weight gain. When you're not sleeping well also, you don't have the energy for the regular day-to-day things that you have. So if you're trying to take care of yourself, you're trying to be active, then you'll find your ability to be active will go down or will reduce. So sleep will give you that energy you need to be able to do the daily things that you need to, including the ones that are important for your health, like keeping yourself active. Sleep is also important for development, for repair, for your tissues, for growth, especially like for young babies and young children. So sleep is important in helping to repair any tissues that are damaged and for development. So if you're missing sleep, then you're not giving your body a chance to repair itself. Another reason why sleep is important is for safety. So if you're not getting enough sleep, you're more likely to be in a position where you're not, say, example, you're driving. If you're drowsy driving, you're likely to cause an accident, or maybe at work, if you're someone who operates heavy machinery, then that can make you at risk of accidents at home or in the workplace or even on the road. So the reason why sleep is important is it helps you to stay focused, be productive, and just improve the safety for yourself and for others. Another reason why sleep is very important is it has an impact on your mood. So if you're not getting enough sleep, you're more likely to be irritable, to be angry, to be impatient, to be moody, and just maybe even aggressive because you haven't slept, you haven't got enough sleep, you're not feeling energized, you're not feeling refreshed. So if you're feeling irritable and moody and drained in energy, there's just no motivation to do the things that you like. So it helps with our emotional regulation, and it also helps with our mental clarity. So if you're someone who is already working on their mental health, then getting sleep is very important for that reason. So on that subject of your mood and your emotions, when you're feeling stressed or when you're feeling anxious, then we also have the stress hormone. So when you don't get enough sleep, in addition to that, it also increases the stress hormone, and this can make you even more susceptible to or anxiety. So again, if you're already working on your mental health, then you don't need anything to reduce that. So it's important to get enough sleep. Another reason we're not done, sleep is very important. And I think I forgot to mention at the beginning, there's a nice quote that I've seen in one of my training packs. Sleep is an investment in the energy you need to be effective tomorrow. So if you don't invest in your energy today, then you're less likely to be effective tomorrow. So sleep is important for so many reasons. And when you don't get enough sleep, it actually puts a strain on your heart. So then it affects your heart health. So then you'll see maybe your blood pressure goes up. And if you're someone who's already working on your blood pressure, you're already taking medication, then that means your blood pressure will increase, and we need to maintain that blood pressure. So that may mean if it's not controlled, then that means you having maybe to take another medication. And of course, with medication, we know there are side effects. So getting enough sleep is important for your heart health. It's important for your blood pressure, and it will also help things like an irregular heartbeat. But this is not for everyone. I wish it was, but for some people, if you're not getting enough sleep, then even your heartbeat starts to beat irregularly. Another reason why sleep is important is because it boosts your immune system. So for some people, and I've noticed this myself, if I don't get enough sleep, then I start falling sick, I start getting colds, I start getting sore throat. So I don't mess about with my sleep. So sleep is important to boost your immune system. So if you find you're someone who's frequently ill, again, look at your sleeping pattern and do something about it if you're not getting about 7 to 9 hours of sleep. So the recommended guideline of how much sleep we need to keep our body functioning, to keep our body healthy, is 7 to 9 hours. So if you're getting anything less, even though you may feel well, but inside your body, things may not be functioning as they need to. So in terms of your immune system, getting sleep is crucial to boost your immune system. So you may be taking all the supplements in the world, but if you're not getting quality sleep, then you're not supporting your body overall. And on that note of disease and taking care of your body, another reason why sleep is important is yes, it has an impact on our immune system, but even if we're not getting proper sleep, things like diabetes, I already mentioned high blood pressure, heart health, obesity, and all the things associated with it, depression, anxiety, stress, gut issues. So there's a whole knock-on effect to your body. And as I said, you may feel you've rested enough with your 4 hours of sleep or 3 hours of sleep, but inside your body may be saying something else. And a good thing to do is to learn how to listen to your body. So you may feel maybe in your spirit, in your demeanor, in your mood that or when you wake up in the morning that you've slept enough. But how is your body really feeling? So do you get backaches or headaches? Maybe your asthma is flaring up, your blood pressure has gone up. Maybe you have other conditions and they seem to have flared up. Then that could be a sign to look at your sleep. If you're sleeping quality, if you're getting quality sleep, then that's fine. But if you're getting less than the recommended hours of sleep and you can see your body is giving you signals in different ways, then you need to address it. So, sleep is also important for sexual health. So in terms of your desire and also in terms of your reproductive health, in terms of the hormones. So sleep is important for so many things. And so sometimes when different things are happening to our bodies, there's some things which are not explained. Have a look at your sleep pattern. Have a look at the quality of your sleep. There may be something there. And because we underestimate the power of sleep, we just disregard it thinking, oh, I have to take supplement. I have to, go to the gym 2 hours a day. Sometimes it could be just something straightforward like working on your sleep. So another reason, and I think this is the final one I'll give you because there's so many benefits to sleep, is this one. Sleep is important just for your beauty. So we've always had beauty sleep. And yes, there was a study that was done and there were some people who hadn't had enough sleep and then their pictures were taken and then people were asked to identify who looked good or who looked appealing. I may not be rephrasing it well, but that's the essence of the study. And the ones who had slept well looked better. So sleep is important in terms of our beauty as well. So I mentioned before, the recommended guideline is 7 to 9 hours. You know your body, so try and aim for that. It may be something that you need to work on gradually, progressively. It may mean you being persistent and patient with the process of working on getting enough sleep. I'll come to that and give you some tips. So I've mentioned some of the things that can happen when you don't get enough sleep. I want to touch a bit more on how it looks like for you in your day-to-day life. So for someone who is working, your ability to solve problems, or even someone who is studying really in any of our tasks that we need to do during the day, we may find our ability to solve problems is not as it used to. We may find our performance at work, our performance at school, again, is not as it used to. You may find your memory is not as it used to. Again, you're not able to remember things, or you're not able to retain, or maybe you read something yesterday and you find today you've already forgotten. And then sometimes maybe you just identify in yourself you're not functioning as you should. So then you start to maybe reduce or neglect certain areas of your work because it's too much, because you're not getting enough sleep. So this can be the impact to you on a day-to-day basis. Another thing you may find is, as I mentioned earlier, you may be irritable, or you just don't have the motivation to do the things that you used to do or the things that you like to do because you're just drained. You don't have the energy. Your mental clarity has also been affected. So you're not going to be inspired to do your hobbies. Maybe you liked reading, you've already dropped the book, or you start something, but you don't have the energy, so you quickly drop it. Sometimes as well, you may get to a place where you're not even able to make decisions either quickly as you used to or just at all. So then you just find yourself almost like in a rut. Just, or even say in the evening, you're just flicking through the channels. You can't seem to make a decision, even on something as small and straightforward as what to watch. So sleep is very important. Sometimes as well, in addition to making poor decisions or poor decision making, some people some people develop the habit of risk taking. So you end up just maybe driving too fast or just in risk-taking behavior more than your usual, and sometimes maybe even more harmful. So it's important to get enough sleep so you're thinking clearly and you're making important and safe decisions for yourself. When you're not getting enough sleep, you may notice your anxiety levels are higher, or you're feeling more depressed than usual, even despite, your usual coping techniques, or you haven't stopped taking your medication, but you just find that your depression or your anxiety is higher than the usual. So this is why sleep is really key and essential. So what's the solution? The good news is there is a solution, and I want to give it to you starting like from the morning all the way to the evening. So from the morning, it looks like this. It means starting your day with a healthy, balanced meal. More veggies, more protein, then your carbs, and then your essential fats. The reason why you do this is so that throughout the day, you'll have enough energy. You're not craving for any foods for sugary foods or for sweet stuff or for junk, because when you have veggie, when you have protein, they're broken down slowly. So that means the energy will be released slowly and you're feeling fuller for longer. Then you're not tempted to snack, or there's no craving because you're still full. So if you start your day with a healthy, balanced meal, if you didn't have proper sleep the previous night, then at least you'll be getting energy from your food. And then where the cravings would come later in the day or even at some point, then because you've had a healthy, balanced meal, you're doing something already to reduce those cravings. It's also important to regulate or limit or avoid, if you can, the amount of caffeine that you're taking. So this caffeine, remember, can be in different things, from your coffee to fizzy drinks to chocolate to your energy drinks. So it's important to reduce your caffeine intake because of this. Caffeine has a long half-life, which means for you that when you drink a cup of coffee or tea, then it takes the body a long time to break it down to half. And of course, sometimes we're all different, so the way your body will break it down may vary again. So there are different timelines of how long it takes the body to break caffeine down. So I'll just say between 5 to 7 hours. So that means if you have a cup of coffee at 4 p.m. and say your bedtime is 9 p.m., your body is still breaking it down at at that point. So if your body is still breaking it down because it hasn't even reached the half level, so if your body is still breaking down, then this means that the effect is still in place. So what does caffeine do? Caffeine stimulates you. So if you're trying to sleep, then it's keeping you active, it's keeping you awake, and that's why you're not able to sleep. So because of the long half-life, which means the way it's broken down into half, it's a long time, between 5 to 7 hours. So if you're taking your coffee at 4 p.m., then really at 4 plus 7 is 11. So at 11 p.m. at night, that's when it's been broken down to half. So if your bedtime was 9 p.m., then you're going to bed when it still hasn't been broken down to half. So then you'll be awake, you'll not be able to sleep. And of course, you have some people who say they're able to sleep, it doesn't have an effect on them. If you're having an issue with your sleep, look at your caffeine intake from all these sources I've mentioned, whether it's coffee, fizzy drinks, chocolate, or an energy drink like Red Bull or Monster. Then if you're finding your sleep is not quality or not as good as you'd like it to be, then have a look at your caffeine consumption. During the day as well, it's about being active, finding ways to be active. Even if you work from home, just find a way of being active. If you're if you're in a wintry country, like for me in the UK or wherever you are, and you drink hot water or hot drinks, then leave your flask in the kitchen away from your desk. Then that means you have to walk each time. So that's how you can be active. Engage in some form of physical activity, because when you're more active, then you'll feel your body will be worn down, and then you'll be able to sleep better. Now, some people may decide to do exercise close to bedtime. That will not help you to sleep better. So do all your exercise or activities not too close to bedtime. So if again your bedtime is at 9 o'clock, then leave at least, maybe you can do your exercise at 6 o'clock, but not too close to bedtime. What happens is you get an adrenaline rush, and then now you're just very alert. So you don't want to be alert when it's bedtime. So you do your exercises way in advance and keep yourself active also throughout the day. And be creative at it. And exercise doesn't mean going to the gym. Find something that you actually like. And in terms of eating, have your evening meal again 2 to 3 hours before going to bed. So if I use the example, I've really said 9 p.m., so I'll stick to it. So if you go to bed at 9 p.m., then that means 2 to 3 hours. 9 minus 2 is what? 7 p.m. 7 p.m. So at least 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. you're having your dinner. And when you're having your dinner, you're chewing slowly so that your food is broken down properly. Then you won't have problems with acid when you're sleeping, and then you're not finding that the acid is keeping you awake. And again, your evening meal should be well balanced, a healthy balanced meal, more veggie, more protein, then your carbs and your essential fat, because this means your blood sugar level will be balanced. When your blood sugar level is balanced, then that means you're not having dips in your sugar levels. When you have dips in your sugar levels, that's when you'll be feeling moody or irritable. You're not able maybe to concentrate or to sleep, or that's when the stress hormone will be produced. And then when the stress hormone is produced, then that increases your appetite. So then you're looking for a snack in the middle of the night because you didn't have a balanced meal. So it's important to have a balanced meal, chew slowly, and have it 2 to 3 hours before bedtime so you can sleep better. Now, we come to alcohol. For some people, they feel if I just have a little shot, or if I have alcohol, then it will help me to sleep. Unfortunately, this doesn't support your quality of sleep. So yes, initially it will help you to drift off, but then again, it will be, as it's being broken down in the body, it will then keep you up. So try and limit or reduce your alcohol intake. On that note of alcohol, smoking will also have the same effect. So sometimes it's also about investigating, why am I drinking? Is it just I'm a social drinker, I'm a social smoker, or is it because of stress? So if it's because of stress, and I know sometimes you've smoked for a long time, so it's a habit for you to deal with stress. So it may be the opportunity if you find your sleep is not as it should be, you're not getting quality sleep, you're groggy and irritable the next day, it's having an impact on your life, then maybe start to explore, okay, how can I start the process of reducing stress so that, okay, I'm still smoking, but I'm incorporating stress coping techniques. And then as time goes by, you can then start to gradually reduce your smoking. And of course, there are other smoking aids, like smoking cessation aids, like nicotine products, nicotine patches and gums and things like that. So you can always consider these, or speak to your GP, speak to your pharmacist, and then they can guide you in which one would be best for you. Please don't struggle alone. Please don't feel you have to resort to willpower. Some people can, but for those who can't, there is a lot of support out there. And of course, you can always catch up with me and we can work out how to help you to reduce your smoking habits, so you can not only get quality of sleep, but also overall good health as you reduce your smoking habits. Yes. So another thing is your water intake. I know some of us, we love to drink our water, but then if you're drinking too close to bedtime, then that means you'll be waking up in the night to go to the bathroom. And I also found myself in this position. And for someone like me who has fibroids, which are pressing into the bladder, I found that limiting my fluid intake, so that by 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the evening, that's my cutoff point. So I make sure throughout the day I'm drinking enough water. And then by 5 to or 6 p.m., I've reduced my water intake or fluid intake. And then I found actually from going to the bathroom 7 times a night, I'm now just going maybe once or twice if I wake up. So consider your fluid intake. Something else different to consider is for those who love their pets and you're finding you're not sleeping so well. Could it be rather that maybe your pet comes into your room in the night and you're trying to sleep and your pet comes up on the bed, and then now your sleep is broken? Or maybe you're someone who is a light sleeper, so any noise wakes you up, so you can hear their little paws as they go around the house, or you can hear their collar bell jingling as they come into your room. So investigate and see what's keeping you up at night or what's waking you up at night. And then if it's something like your pet, then you have to try and see what's the best way for you. An important thing for us all in this day and age, whatever area of life you're in, is to wind down. So whatever you've done during the day, you need a way for your body to know, okay, we're done for the day. And also maybe to process what has happened in the day, perhaps prepare for what's happened, what will happen, or what you need to do the next day, or maybe even putting a plan for the things you haven't done that day into the next day. So you need a winding down process where you can just deal with what's happened in the day. So for some people, they may journal. Some people like to write poetry. Some people do voice notes. This would be the time to do your to-do list. So during your winding down time, have a designated winding down time where you get a chance to deal with the day, process the day, get a chance to prepare yourself for the next day, write your to-do list. And sometimes also, if you're working or working from home, it can be very easy to just continue working and not shut down. And then you wonder why you're not shutting down when it's time to sleep. So you need a proper cutoff point. If you're able to work from another room or a separate room, and then when you finish work, you can then go to the sitting room if that's possible. I know some of the places or the houses we live in may not have that possibility. So if you can change environments, close your laptop, do some journaling. What happened in the day that made you smile? What happened in the day that made you unhappy? Deal with it in that moment in your winding down time, which should ideally be maybe again 2 hours before bedtime, so that you've dealt with everything and you can relax. If you are stressed or if you're feeling anxious, talk to someone, so that you've done all these way before going to bed, so that when it's bedtime, you've dealt with everything and you can relax. So you need a winding down time to just relax. Maybe start with just processing the day, have close your laptop, um, and maybe even have something like maybe an alarm clock. Say if you want to finish at 6, have your alarm go off at 5 to start preparing you mentally that, okay, I need to finish in an hour. Start to prioritize which task you need to complete today. Reconcile the fact that if you don't finish something today, there's always a chance tomorrow. It's not the end of the world. So do that. And then now you can have your winding down time where you can relax, put your music, do your poetry, go for a walk, and just wind down from the day. This is very important. And the more stressful your life is, the more you need it. So designate a time, a realistic time, and have that in place. Another key crucial thing, and all these things I'm mentioning are part of what is called sleep hygiene. So part of sleep hygiene is also having a regular bedtime where if you go to bed at 9, you go to bed at 9. If you wake up at 7, you wake up at 7. So every day you need a regular bedtime, you need a regular waking up time, even on the weekends. Now, when it comes to making changes to our health, it's not about perfection. So it's not about, I must go to bed at 9 o'clock every day. Do it as much as you can, knowing, sometimes you may be invited to an event, or maybe something has happened in the family. You need to visit someone in the hospital, or you've just gone out date night, or you've gone out with your friends. So you're not going to cancel your social connections because my bedtime is at 9 p.m. We need a balanced life. So we aim for a regular, bedtime. It may vary sometimes, but if it's varying too much, then that will affect the quality of your sleep. So a regular bedtime, and you only enter the bed when you are actually sleepy. So it's not to say 9 p.m. is my bedtime. Okay, I'm going to bed, and you're wide awake, because we want the bed to be associated with sleep and sleep only. So only go at your bedtime to bed, enter your bed at that bedtime when you're sleepy. If you're not sleepy, do something to relax you, do something to calm you, read a book as opposed to going on your social media, because that blue light will affect your hormone levels, your melatonin levels, and then that will disrupt your body clock, and then that will lead you to struggle to sleep even more. So part of your sleep hygiene should be things like when you say again your bedtime is 9 p.m., then maybe from 8 p.m. or from 7 p.m. you start brushing your teeth, or depending on what time you had your dinner. So you say you had your dinner at 7, you've done your dishes, then 8 o'clock you can start brushing your teeth, have a warm drink like chamomile tea, just a little one, so you're not waking up at night. You can read a book, so that you start this at 8 o'clock or 7:30, and then come 9 o'clock, you may be drowsy. When you're drowsy, you enter the bed. So having a routine, just like children have, we adults need the same. And again, the more stressful your life is, the more you need this winding down process. So some people find even things like knitting, relaxing. So just find something that you like to do away from the screens to help you to relax. Now, when it comes to your bedroom, it's ideal to make your room as dark as possible, not too hot, not too cold, just nice and cool. For some people, if you're a light sleeper, you may consider things like sleep aid fans or a fan in your room, depending on, the temperature that you need. Then that noise can drown out any noise, any background noise, so you can get quality sleep. I do this myself. I have a sleep aid fan. I just love that. No, it's because I'm a light sleeper, and I discovered this by accident. I think it was one summer, and I had the fan on at night, and I discovered, hey, it's drowning out the noise. And ever since then, for years now, I have a sleep aid on my tablet or on my phone. So even if I travel, I can put that in the background, and literally it helps. And when it goes off, I instantly wake up. So it's interesting. So make sure your room is dark and it's a good temperature, not too hot, not too cold. And then if you're a light sleeper, things like sleep aid fans or earplugs, just whatever works for you. And also making sure your bedding is comfortable. You have a nice, comfortable pillow. Your mattress is not, poking you or has springs poking you because then you'll be moving and tossing and turning throughout the night. So if you've had your mattress for more than the recommended number of years, then it's time to change your mattress and get a comfortable one. And in terms of the bedroom, where you're sleeping should only be for sleep and for intimacy. So anything other than sleep and intimacy should not be occurring in the bedroom. So as far as possible, watching TV, watch in another room. If you're playing on your social media because you can't sleep, go to another room, because we really want the brain to associate your bedroom with sleep and intimacy only. If you're worried, take yourself to another room so that literally the bedroom is just for sleep and intimacy. It's not your second office. It's not your third office. It's not, it's not the library. So when you're reading your book, you get up, read it in another room. If you get up in the night, you take your reading to another room as far as possible, of course, so that your brain associates the bedroom purely with sleeping, and you'll find it's really a game changer. Now, in the event you do wake up, sometimes you'll wake up. So sometimes you may drift off to sleep quickly. That's fine. If you find you're struggling to get back to sleep, maybe you went to the bathroom, then you came back, now you can't sleep, or your thoughts have been running. Again, we only want the bedroom to be associated with sleep. So you're already awake. So move to another room. Perhaps you can make a nice section of the house so that it's all ready. So in the event you wake up at night, you're not looking for the duvet, you're not looking for this and that. It's all set up. And then you can just either read a book. Please avoid your social media. I know it's very tempting, but that's not going to help with your sleep. We're looking for things that will help with your sleep. So if you're worried about something, had you written it down in your to-do list, in your worry list earlier on in the day, then just remind yourself you've already written it down. You can put it to bed and you can wake it up the next morning and catch up with it there. Or is it something you feel you must? Sometimes we wake up and we think, oh, I forgot to do this. Is it something you must do at that moment? If it can wait, then let it wait. Sometimes it may need you just having a little pep talk with yourself. Really? Do I need to do this now? Do I need to do this invoice now? Do I need to check this email now? Do I need to respond to this email? Do I need to send this email at this time at 2 in the morning? Do I need to do this now? If not, then tell yourself, I can do it tomorrow. Reassure yourself, it's not the end of the world if you don't send that invoice today or tomorrow. And then that way, that's how you keep reminding yourself each night. And then you change from unhealthy habits to healthy habits. If, say, it's something maybe for safety reasons, maybe you are ironing and you think, oh my goodness, I didn't switch off the iron, then of course, in that instance for safety, then you can go and check, okay, yeah, you've switched it off or turn it off, because then if you don't, then it can be a safety issue. And if you're someone, and a lot of us do this, we doubt ourselves, did I turn off the iron, or did I turn off, the appliance, when you've turned it off earlier on, just tell yourself, okay, I've switched off the iron, everything is okay. So then when later on, when your brain is playing tricks on you, you can remind yourself, no, I remember I switched it off because I told myself I am now switching off the iron. And then that way you can reassure yourself. So when you do all these things, this is how you wake up feeling refreshed and energized and well rested, ready for the day with good concentration, good clarity, less anxiety and everything. So what I want to cover now quickly is just the benefits. What are the benefits of maintaining good sleep hygiene and just doing some of these things repeatedly, even if initially you may not see the result, but keep being persistent, keep being patient, keep disciplined, because ultimately you'll get these benefits. So what it may look like for you is, your concentration is better, your memory is better, your ability to solve problems is better. So then your performance at work will also be better. I remember a client of mine, unfortunately, she came to me at the point where her manager had already been questioning her performance, and unfortunately, she ended up to lose her job. So it's important to do something about your sleep. And when you need help, please do reach out. I'll share with you my details again, or just find someone to help you. Sometimes the supplements, the tablets may do some may do something or may help, but we still need to do these sleep hygiene measures. So another benefit you may see or you will see is your waistline, your weight gain that you've been struggling to lose because you're now sleeping better. Your hormone levels are better. The hunger hormone, the satiety hormone, the one that tells you when you're satisfied, they are fully functioning as they should. You're also eating healthy, a healthy balanced meal. You're doing relaxation techniques to help you with your stress. So then, of course, you lose weight. And for women, struggling with the belly fat region, you start to notice, you've lost a couple of inches there. And, sleep is important, an important factor for that. Then you'll notice all those cravings that you used to have, they've now gone down. Where you used to reach out for the sugary treats, the biscuits, the donuts, the cakes, just because that afternoon time, yes, you've slumped, but you're also craving for sweet stuff. Now, because you're sleeping better, again, your hormone levels for the hunger, for the satiety, and even your blood sugar levels, they're not going up, down, making you want to eat more. So now all that is at bay. So when you get good quality sleep, there's so many benefits. You'll feel energetic. Now you actually have the energy to go to the gym, if you like the gym, to go for a walk, to do your trampoline, to go and connect with your friends, your social life. You can have a social life because now you have the energy. So you'll feel really good about yourself. And also in terms of safety, to be honest, they say that drowsy driving is equally the same as drunk driving. So when you're getting enough sleep, you can be confident that when you're on the road driving, you're not a risk to yourself and you're not a risk to others. For anyone who's working, anyone who's studying, we know we need our concentration. Every single job requires you to concentrate and focus, and making a mistake can really be costly. And there's some professions where it's actually a matter of life and death. So when you're getting your quality sleep, between 7 to 9 hours of sleep, then you can be confident that when you're going to work, you're not a risk to yourself, to your patients. If you're in healthcare, for example, you're able to operate any machinery, you can do your coding and all your stuff, all your things that you need to do. If you're operating heavy machinery, you can be confident knowing, you can do all the tasks that you need to do. You're not shying away because you didn't sleep well and you don't want to deal with the machine because you you fear you may have an accident. So when you sleep well, when you're getting quality sleep, your mood is better, you feel happy, you're more patient. And what this means is you're developing a process also for resilience, because we know in life stress will always be there. But when you develop your stress coping mechanisms, you're eating a healthy, balanced meal, you're sleeping well, then you're building up yourself to be resilient to life and what life may bring. So it will improve your mood, it will improve your patience, you won't find you're irritable. So it's just benefits and benefits all over. And when you have things like high blood pressure, when you're sleeping better, just sleeping better can contribute to your blood pressure. So your blood pressure will be back to healthy levels. And as I mentioned before, if you're not sleeping well, for some people, it can affect your heart rhythm. So then when you're sleeping better for these people, then your heart rhythm is back to healthy, healthy rhythm. Then, of course, benefits to your health. You're not sickly, you're not poorly all the time. If you're pre-diabetic, so long as you're doing everything else, you balanced healthy meals, your sugar levels will go down, which means you're now reducing your risk of getting type 2 diabetes. In fact, if you're doing everything as best as you can, then you no longer be pre-diabetic. Your blood sugar levels will be, back to healthy levels. And so these are some of the benefits that you can see when you get good quality sleep. And even for other people with other conditions that maybe I haven't mentioned, but you'll start to see the flare-ups, will be much less or will be reduced, because sleep is a very huge contributor to your overall health. So I mentioned before, even when it comes to your gut, if you're not getting enough sleep, then sometimes you can end up with digestive issues. So then if you're sleeping well, because there's a good balance of your friendly bacteria, because when you're not sleeping well, then the balance is disrupted. So then that's when you get digestive problems. And so when you're sleeping better, just sleeping better, for someone maybe who has IBS, it can actually contribute to your overall health, vitality, and everything. So all these things will help you to sleep better. You wake up feeling refreshed, energized, ready for the day. And even if you are not ready for the day, it helps you to be resilient. You feel good in yourself. When you feel good, you do good. When you do good, you feel good. So you're just in this positive cycle of feeling good, doing good, then you look to do even more good, then you feel even more happier just by getting quality sleep. So as always, I want you to take this time to think about what you can do in terms of getting your quality of sleep. I've mentioned so many things to do there. Remember, it's not about doing everything, because that will overwhelm you, but it's about starting somewhere. So if you're to think, for someone who used to sleep really well and now you're not sleeping so well, my first question to you would be this: to identify what helped you sleep so well back then, back when you used to sleep very well, because some people unfortunately have had sleeping issues even for 20 years. One of my clients had sleep problems for 20 years, and we started adopting some of these things and it changed. So what helped you sleep so well back then when you used to sleep well? Have a think. You can pause, write it down, and just think about it. Now, when it comes to overcoming some of the challenges that we have when we're trying to make changes, here's my question for you. So if you're thinking what worked for you then, so how can you adapt what worked for you in the past to fit your current lifestyle and your current situation? For this particular client I had, what worked for him was when he relaxed. So he used to watch box sets, and that would relax him, help him to drift off, and then he would be able to sleep. So when we were doing our sessions together, when I asked him this question, he thought, and then he remembered actually, yeah, reading or even just watching a box set, not too close to bedtime, used to help him. So when he started it, it worked. So for yourself, how can you adapt what worked for you in the past to fit your current situation? And then, as always, it's not just about reading, and reading all about sleep and listening about sleep. It's about doing. So you identified what worked for you in the past. You've identified how you can adapt that to your present day situation. Because again, there was someone I spoke to who hadn't slept since medical school. So, when you're working, you may be working long hours, so you may not be able to do certain things, but for the situation you're in, there's something you can do. So what is this that you can put into place? And then my next question is when can you start putting this into place? Because it's not just about talk, and I'll do. When can you put this into place? When I say when, I'm asking what date? Sunday, Monday, and what time? Okay, Sunday at 7 o'clock, I'm going to have my dinner so that by 9 o'clock, I can go to bed. So that's a specific plan. And how often are you going to put this into place? So if you're saying you want to make sure you have meals at a decent time, then that means, okay, so ideally, I'm going to start with Sundays. I'll try and have my dinner at 7, and then I'll gradually build it up. I'll say Sunday and Monday or another date, but be realistic. Don't say every day. When you know clear and well on a Monday, you have a meeting at work, or Tuesday, you have church meeting, Wednesday, you're taking the kids. So it's not going to set you up for success. So be realistic and just start small. If you need to start with one day, that's fine. So if you're thinking you've tried to do something before, you've tried and your sleep or is just not what it needs to be, or you can identify, there's so many things you're doing. Maybe you smoke, maybe you drink, maybe you work in an environment where you have so many social events, so that's why you're drinking. And so you're not eating healthy. You get back home late, so you don't have the possibility of a winding down time. So you're just thinking, what can I possibly do? I'm stuck. So this is where you reach out to me, scan the QR code, book a call, and then we can talk about what's the problem. We can understand what's really going on for you to not get the quality sleep. We can talk about how it's impacting you, because sometimes you just think, I'm tired. But when you dig into it, you find, yes, you're tired, but your relationship is also at a strain because you're moody, you're irritable, you're always lashing out. So then we can really look at the full impact. And then sometimes that will be your why as to why you want to continue to do your sleep hygiene. It will be the motivating factor. When you're tempted to go on social media, you'll remind yourself, no, if I don't sleep, I'll be ratty the next day. I'll be lashing out. My relationship is important to me. The relationship with my kids is important to me. My work performance, I'm already on, what's it called? There's something it's called when you're not disciplinary, but you're on watch. So I'm already on watch. I just need to do something. So scan the QR code. Let's have a chat. Let's see how you can overcome the challenges that you're facing. Let's solve the problem and get you to get quality sleep so you can feel good, look good, be refreshed, feel confident in all you have to do, get time to do all you need to do, the things that you enjoy with the people you enjoy their company with. So scan the QR code, book a call, and just ask yourself, what do you have to lose by getting help? As always, thank you so much for listening. I hope this has been helpful. Do share in the comments what you feel you may try. What's your plan for this week? What do you think is your struggle? Share in the comments. You can send me a message. Find me on social media and just take it one day at a time. Do something small. Be realistic. Give yourself grace. Maybe these are habits you've had for a long time, but you're starting somewhere. You're aware there's an issue and you're doing something about it. That's a very big step that people don't realize. Being aware and doing something about it is very, very courageous. So well done for identifying. And I'll see you on the next episode. Don't forget to share with someone you know struggles with sleep so they can also learn. So until next time, take care of yourself and I'll see you on the next episode.